This is the closest I'll ever come to a genuine apology about something, and it's one I owe to many people. For years, my relationship with food was a rather simplistic one. If I saw it, I ate it. Being full was the aim of the game, so much so that I once complained to a pizza place that their buy one get one free large pizza deal wasn't sufficient sustenance for a growing lad. In essence, a full stomach was a happy one, or so I thought. While Melbourne's cafes and eateries are top notch, I was entirely unprepared to have my attitude to food so completely and utterly changed in a single day. Please bear in mind, I've gone in search of deep fat fried food for breakfast. I think nothing of pizza and ice cream at that time. I once booked a trip to America on the basis of its 24-hour food haunts and huge portions. However, my wife is a lover of food, good food, and for her birthday I thought it would be fitting to take her to two of the top restaurants in Melbourne. My inner voice was selfishly saying, "But you have to eat 2 spoons worth of fancy sounding crab and you'll be hungry, oh so hungry!" But I got the better of that demon and I booked something called Hat Level restaurants, which is supposed to be quite high here, and basically is the Australian equivalent of Michelin stars. So the deal was to either go and have a meal or sample a degustation menu. Lots of little things designed to complement each other and give your senses a good workout, apparently. Now I have to say, I was rather a non-believer on the issue. The first place was called Ezard, and I picked that thinking it was a fancy Thai joint because my wife likes Thai food. And so the waitress comes over, and during one of the 10 courses I mentioned, I was like, yeah, this is pretty good for a Thai restaurant. And she just freezes, and her face contorts in all kinds of horrid offence before she managed to politely hiss, "Sir, we're not Thai, we're Asian fusion." And then she sauntered away, probably to poison my next course. Now, I could go into how good the food was over that near 4-hour lunch, and to be fair, save for my mum was cooking, it was the best meal I'd ever had. Problem was, like an Arsenal title challenge, Ezard didn't last very long in pole position. After we finished, we were stuffed, so the next event of that gastronomic day was heading to a chocolatier for a range of tastings, but I had to cancel it, so we had to go home and work out to get in shape for the evening's meal. And at this point, we both agreed that we were just going to go for dinner, have starters, nothing else, but as we heaved ourselves through a workout, we thought, yeah, maybe we can get something in. So now we went off to this place called Jacques Ramond, and it was awesome. I was ready to be impressed, but I was totally blown away. Now, this was actually a 12-course affair, and the first few were fine, but 4 to 8 were mesmerizing. Not only was I lost for word, but I could actually feel sparks in my brain as things that had never been felt before came to life. I mean, it was unreal. I sat numb. I was like a wounded animal, just completely and utterly blown away by what was happening in my mouth. And I'll admit, I said very little for the rest of the meal. I probably managed a happy birthday to my wife and some thank yous to the waiters, and then I stumbled into the car on autopilot, like literally almost on a kind of drug. And I felt like, I guess how bowling pins must feel after, they've been laid out in a strike. They're swept away and picked up by the machines, and they're just completely automated. Nothing's going on its own. So that's what I felt like, so much so that my wife had to remind me to turn the lights of the car on. And after I started driving in my daze, another car started beeping at me ferociously for a full 20 seconds and screamed, "You just ran a bloody red light, you idiot!" And it was my fault because I was just that out of it after the food. Now, I didn't care because I was enjoying the sweet serenity of knowing I'd actually been blown away. And truth be told, I think I enjoyed it way more than foodie wifey. But then the crash. Much like the creature in Frankenstein, who only realizes how crap his life is when he sees others happy, so it was with my food tastes. I ordered a pizza a day or two later from a place I normally like, but it felt not even worthy of wiping my ass, let alone going into my digestive system to come out of it. And then I went to Subway, and I didn't even finish the sandwich, and I looked at the hideous neon sign, mumbling in vengeance, "You sub? You call that a sub? Substandard, more like!" And then I went and sneezed on their sneeze guard to prove my point. And then the most painful experience of all was ordering an Indian meal, which had served me so well throughout so many tough moments in life, only to find it limp its way into my mouth, look around, realize that it no longer had a home there, and then be swallowed without so much the faintest attempt at being spicy or giving me a stomachache. Now, I'll freely admit I was wrong about everything I ever said about food, but I've never been happier to be wrong about something, and I rescind all my earlier views as outlined in the following. Number 1, a buffet is not the finest concept known to man. Number 2, eat-offs should not be Olympic sports. Number 3, when eating, the goal is not to fill a hole. Number 4, putting soy sauce on anything doesn't automatically make it better. And finally, and this is a tough one, dipping Doritos into peanut butter isn't all a man needs. I stand well and truly corrected.